with an experiment. I have been seeing online people turning canned sweetened condensed milk into caramel. So today I'm going to be using a dairy-free and experimenting with that. So I'll take you along with me. One method uses a crock pot and the other just uses a saucepan. To do the crock pot method, I am taking my dairy-free sweetened condensed milk and I am going to be putting it in this little jar. It holds about 1 cup, and there's some liquid portion to this. So once I got the cream off the top, I'm now pouring in the rest of this. I'll need a spatula to get it all. I'm taking a little bit extra off the top. Now I'm cleaning the edge, and I'm going to clean it again because in the one video that did this, it actually sealed. So I'm putting the lid on my jar, and I'm going to tighten it as tight as I can. Before I lower it into my crock pot, which is set on low, I put an old piece of cloth in there to prevent the glass from breaking. Next, you pour hot water over the top and you make sure that it's covered. Lastly, you will simply put the lid on and let this in the crock pot on low for 8 hours. For the stovetop version, take the label off the can. Put your can in a deeper saucepan because it has to be covered with water, and then pour hot water over the top of it. Keep in mind, while these are cooking, make sure they are covered with water, and if some of the water evaporates off, be sure to put some more hot water on top to make sure they're fully covered. Okay, so that's covered. That water's too hot for me to touch, so I'm putting that in the center of my pot, and then I will keep it on a simmer, and I've put a note what time to stop this one, which will be 5 o'clock here, and then the crock pot one will be done at 10 p.m. Now it's time to finish this experiment and see how both of these products worked out. To start with, to check out these caramel sauces, I'm going to open up the dairy-free condensed milk. This one was done on the stovetop, and this one was done in the crock pot. Now it looks like, let me see, did it make caramel sauce all the way down? I need a bigger spoon to see that. I'm just wondering, did it separate? It does need stirred, and it looks like, if I'm looking at the side of this one, it needs stirred as well. The top part, let's just see what the top part tastes like. The top part of this does taste caramely, but it has a pretty strong coconut flavor, and let me try this one. Same thing, both of them have a caramel flavor, but they need stirred and they are definitely a heavy coconut. I'll be back in a moment after I stir. Okay, this is the crock pot one after it's stirred, and this is the one that was cooked on the stove. Now, it's a little bit thicker. They both have the same flavor. I normally wouldn't eat too much caramel sauce, but you could serve it over ice cream, put a few nuts on top, and you could top that sundae with a nice cherry. As for the apples, you could just use it as a caramel dip. I've already tasted them both. I can try the apple. You know how it tastes with an apple. It's kind of sticky. With the apple, it was very tasty. Now with some ice cream. That was very tasty, gives you like a praline kind of taste. Both versions worked out fine. However, I think if I was going to make a caramel sauce, I would go a different route than this because both of them took a bit of time to make. See you next week, and I hope you enjoyed watching my experiment.